Hi everyone. My name is Jerry Wise, and today I want to talk about narcissistic parents, narcissistic families, and the no contact component no one often talks about. Are you or do you know someone who might be struggling on the inside after going no contact? Or do you know someone who has divorced and then still struggle with that relationship and have leftover feelings and bitterness or hurt or after the divorce? All of these components are the same, and the same is true if you go no contact with a narcissistic family or parent. Going no contact is often necessary when dealing with a true narcissist, but it's not sufficient to end the suffering. Let me give you the analogy of the divorce. There's a legal divorce, and then there's an emotional divorce. When I worked as a marriage and family therapist, I worked with many couples and found that they were legally divorced from their exes, but were not emotionally divorced from their exes. And that's what I wanted to help them to do so they could move on with their lives. Because again, whatever we are still connected to, enmeshed with, attached to, will affect us in other areas and relationships in our lives. And so it's important that we do that inner work. So to repeat once more, going no contact is often necessary, but it is not sufficient to end our suffering and our emotional struggles that we have. Let me describe for you what I mean by going inner no contact. And I talk about inner no contact with the clients and folks that I work with. Well, what would that be? Because they say, well, I don't see that parent anymore. I haven't seen them in 3 years. We don't communicate, no phone, no, we don't go to any family gatherings with them. And so that's gone. That's great. Now you're not going to be abused by them and misused by them. And I think that's an excellent beginning. But what about the inner no contact? And what does that look like? Number one, it looks like detachment. We are not attached to them any longer. And so we want to work on detachment. Second of all, inner no contact is resolving family of origin enmeshment or family of origin issues that are inside of us. How my narcissistic father caused or created an environment in which my sister and I would argue and be in conflict because of what he did. And now that still makes me angry and frustrated. I have a difficult time with the relationship with my sister, for example. And do you see how those problems continue to go on even though I've gone no contact? Number three, cutting the emotional umbilical cord. In other words, we still may be connected to the family super self or the family Wi-Fi, emotional Wi-Fi. And I talk about those two things in a program I want to recommend to you, which is listed down in the description, Road to Self, where I give you my 45 years of experience so that you can change, grow, and be truly and find truly your true self. Going inner no contact is giving up our family roles. That's where we no longer act, feel, think in that family role. And it doesn't disturb us emotionally. Like if we're always talking about, I've always been the family scapegoat. I'm still the family scapegoat. Every time I think about the family, I feel bad and mad at them for making me the scapegoat or my narcissistic parent. And if we have that process going on, we're still attached and we're still going contact with the family with that inside of us. And we can begin to resolve that so we can go inner no contact. And that's giving up those roles that we played, either of the mascot or the golden child or the scapegoat or the lost child, or all the roles that we can have in families. Or I was the angry one, or I was the good one who always did everything right, or whatever roles those were. When we're playing roles and when we're struggling with roles, then we're still attached to the family. So we can begin to work on ending that process. Fifthly, coming to see and accept you need nothing from them. You need nothing from your family. You need nothing from your narcissistic parent for you to be happy. Of course, in an ideal world, everybody would have a Hallmark family. Everybody would have a Norman Rockwell picture family, for those of you who know what those things are or who he is. Where everybody's around the Thanksgiving table and everybody's happy, and grandpa is cutting the turkey and we're all supportive of one another. And when we go inner no contact, we then no longer need that family or that family member to make us happy. We don't have to have that to make us happy. We begin to make ourselves happy and make our lives happier without them. And that is possible. And if you just wonder about that, how many people have had healthy parents, lost their parents, they passed away, we still have to make our lives happy even though we've lost them. So, our parents don't stay forever anyway. And so we still have to make our lives and ourselves happy in our lives. Sixth, exchanging hate, hurt, bitterness, and anger for neutrality. In other words, the so what? The neutrality of it doesn't matter. That was then, this is now. And I believe we can exchange those and begin to get rid of that anger, hurt, bitterness, and hate. We can do the work of exercising that from us. Take a look at the program down below, click on that link and check that out. I even like helping people or folks become so self-differentiated emotionally and emotionally detached that even the narcissist wants to go no contact with you. And I think that's even a positive way to go as well. In other words, I don't care. You don't affect me. It doesn't matter. They will be enraged and furious and may cause lots of harm or hurt, which you don't want to stick around for, of course. And that's why we talk about no contact. But I like having the strength of, this is who I am, whatever craziness you're doing. And if it emotionally upsets you, then let's not do this. Now, if you're in an abusive or physically dangerous relationship, worry less about inner no contact and worry the most and focus the most on external contact, stopping the relationship, getting out, going no contact. That's essential if there's been that kind of abuse going on in the relationship. And then later, when you have stabilized, then you can begin on work on going inner no contact. Remember, going no contact is the beginning, not the end of the process. I also want to state that it might help you a lot as well. If you sign up for the online program, Road to Self, you will get a full workshop included that will help you go inner no contact. And that's a part of the program. And that's one of the bonuses on the program. Hey, I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope that you have a great day. Please subscribe, comment, and like this video. Again, I want to thank you for being here, and be wise.